You know, give us an idea, like that, just from your standpoint, and obviously you're an asphalt company, but that is the type of jobs that you're talking about that your company would provide as truck drivers, equipment operators, or are there other things that we wouldn't think of that's involved from your standpoint?
Well, let me answer by simply saying that we provide all of those jobs. And we've had an increase of almost 80 employees from our normal operations, and they are varied. But some of them involved in our consulting firm, where we provide safety services. On a daily routine, gas companies survey the trucks that operate for them, the private trucks and their own. And they're subject to the same scrutiny that a roadside stop by troopers would be, and called a level 1 safety check. And everything is done through this company to be able to provide Chesapeake and others with the information that if these trucks are not safe, they can get them off the road. The fleet currently running for Chesapeake, approximately 200 trucks. Of those, 35 are ours, are about 20% safer than the national average. And they continue to provide safety, and that's one of our companies that's doing that. And that's just a little branch off of equipment, off of drivers. We've been able to train people that didn't have CDLs. We will take them and train them so they can get a CDL license. Those jobs pay $20+ an hour, including benefits. They are not undated. So, there are many services, including very specialized services that come with all of that information, all of that.
Do you subcontract out contractors for Volvo?
Yes. Yes. We have numerous people that work for us that have 1 or 2 trucks. We're the 3rd largest trucking firm for Chesapeake Energy.
Neil, I'm Dick Furman. How you doing tonight? I attended a meeting in which you were at, and the owner of the Holiday Inn Arena in Binghamton was at, and he testified to Matt Ryan that his hotel has increased $1 million a year in revenue just from the drilling industry. And then earlier this week in the paper, I saw where they're building or Pennsylvania's in the running for the building of a $1 billion plant to process natural gas, which will create over 1,800 new jobs, averaging from $15 to $75 an hour. The economic benefits that are being touted here, I mean, God forgive me, the world goes around on money, and that's a shame, I guess, but the economic benefits that are being touted just in Pennsylvania alone are enormous. I don't see how any state could be blind to that. And this state has been held up for 4 years by fear-mongering. We hear how these drillers are going to be bringing STDs and prostitution and things like that to this great state of New York.
Sir, at the risk of insulting our guest, I don't think he's here to speak about social diseases.
Well, I just wanted to make one point.
Let's keep our ear to his area of expertise.
I want to make one point. There's going to be an influx of over 30,000 students into Binghamton University this week, which is going to bring an influx of those diseases and those habits. But that's not mentioned. That's not mentioned because I guess they're all clean. I'm trying to put together something.
I'd like to speak to the subject of employment. I'd like to speak to the subject of our employees. Our employees are very deeply screened. We cannot allow people with bad driving records, with felony records. They are not allowed to work for us. Our people are all professional drivers, professional operators, and professional people.
Where is
regardless.
your business located, please? Where is it located?
My business is located in Vestal. So we employ probably 30 people from Shenango County, and our total runs anywhere from 160 to 200 people, depending on what we do.
What was your point of that question?
I just wanted to know where it was, and I also have another question.
Sure.
What contributions have you made to communities? I'd be curious to know what you've actually donated.
Did
just did the ball flats down in Green, he just did the Lions Club
What?
Park 2 all
I can't hear you.
I said he just did the ball flats in Green, he just did the Lions Club Park, the asphalt in the mall.
You live in Green.
They were all.
I live in Green, yes. I live in the village of Green, and have for 30 years.
There are 6 or 7 permit applications by Norris in Smithville. And you talk about road use agreements, and I wonder if the town of Smithville either took a template from the county or wrote their own road use agreements, and Norris decided they didn't want to sign that agreement. Anything that makes sense?
Is that fact or speculation?
I'm asking you to speculate on whether or not, I mean, since none of this has happened, anybody can speculate on it, you can speculate on it, I can speculate on it. I'm asking you if Smithville presented a road use agreement to Norris and Norris refused to sign it, what recourse does the town of Smithville have?
Well, first of all, I don't think they'll refuse.
I'm asking you if they refuse, then
Well,
what happens to the town of Smithville?
I'm not here to speak on that particular issue, nor would I be.
That's the question I'm asking you. I'm asking you the question. If Norris refuses to sign what the town of Smithville agrees to, then what recourse does the town of Smithville have?
Well, I'm not a legal expert. I would have to leave that to the town attorney.
But
But let me speak to the issue of Norris, and let me tell you that the two owners, multi-billionaires, now involved heavily and invested in Norris, were at the Silo restaurant last Wednesday night. I had dinner with them, and I can tell you, well, I state a fact, but I can tell you that they are deeply concerned about trying to work with the community. They are professional people, and they intend to do it right.
Contract, I want to see a contract for a road block.
Carol, no one I had outbursts.
Agreement means nothing.
Well, I can't speak to that, nor will I, but I can tell you, fact is that in Madison County, the town of Lebanon, in Chenango County, and Sherburne, the roads were restored with and without road agreements. They wanted to do it right. Norris put up money in a bank account as safety for the town of Lebanon, and the work was constructed. The work was constructed and paid for. We did the work. I'm sorry, I was supposed to be speaking.
So someone way to back there.
How much have you personally profited from fracking?
Enough to redo the ball flats.
Well,
How could a person know that?
I don't think that should be any kind of necessarily a secret. I'm not going to give you my personal information. It's none of your business. But I can tell you that my family and my community have prospered greatly. And we intend to continue that trend. And I am a businessman with a very good reputation. And if you don't want to check me out, fine. I'm telling you, go ahead. I've been here, I've done it, I've worked for the town of Smithville. Thank you.
Okay, we're getting way behind time here. We'll take 2 more questions. There.
Thank you very much. Everyone, even people associated with the industry for a very long time, agree and understand that it's a boom and bust cycle.
I don't agree.
And
I don't agree.
I wondered if you have ever personally seen the bus side yet, if you've been in this long enough to experience the bus side. The information, you know, in my investigation of this, I'm a landowner, I have a lot of land, I was off our lease, and I've been looking at this for a really long time. And I thought, the best thing we could possibly do is try to learn from other places. Why make mistakes when we don't have to? So why not investigate and see what kind of successes and failures they encounter and experience by people, governments, all across the country, even, you know, across the world, because of course geology is geology and it's not a respecter of political boundaries. So anyway, the information that's coming back to me that I'm seeing from other states is very much of pain when this industry doesn't live too well with other industries, and many other kinds of ways of making a living go away
I'll speak to the board. Our involvement, unfortunately, has been 3.5 years. In that time, we've seen nothing but growth. We have increased our business, we've increased our payroll, and the bust, I don't know when that is, but there have been several cutbacks. We have varied between 160 and 200 employees. We're back to about 180 right now, and if you want to call that a bust, that's fine. I don't consider it a bust because I consider it economic opportunity that we provide that otherwise isn't here. And I think if you look at long term, what happens is you can't do them all at once. It's a long-term development, and with that comes additional pipelines, additional services. I think it's a long term. I've invested heavily, personally, as a long-term investment and a company. I believe in it. I think it'll happen. I don't think the bust is not in our generation or the next. I don't know when it is, but it's not.
It doesn't seem to take that long.
Well, I haven't experienced it, and I can tell you that if you want to call it a boom, I'll take the boom. I'll put it back in the community, and we'll keep it going. As long as it's there. If it goes away, unfortunately, we go back to the old ways where there is no money to spend, and unfortunately, no one prospers.
Okay, one last question, we gotta get on Monday in
Okay,
business.
I just, I respect you, you've been a businessman for a long time.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
know you have to have insurance,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
Well, Nationwide Insurance will not insure either landowners or operators for any fracking project.
That's,
To me, that speaks to their saying it's too risky. If a company that large.
They won't let us have a parade out front either, on Smithville. I mean, let's just get it, get a perspective here. We can't have a parade out that we've had for 50 years out front, because our insurance will cover it. So,
I can speak to the insurance. Insurance companies choose what they do and who they insure and who they don't insure. And Nationwide has chosen that path. I can tell you that Travelers Insurance has chosen to support and does support heavily gas and petroleum industry. We currently pay to Travelers over $1 million a year in insurance premiums. Now, they want us to do more. They're happy that we're doing that. And we have minimal claims, we have minimal accidents, and we are a very, very good.
So you're telling me
Representative.
Travelers will insure a landowner if there's fracking taking place?
I believe they will.
I'll check it out.
okay, we gotta wrap it up here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say, since Mr. Giles brought this up of gas drilling and road conditions in the town of Lebanon, I was just happen to get a letter last week from the supervisor in the town of Lebanon, detailing all the problems he's had with noise. I've just been skimming it here, and a few of them it runs to 20 some odd items. And they say the failure to comply with the repair contract agreement, which includes 14-day notifications, significant number, point number 12, significant delays in contracting with road vendors to repair the town road impacts. Number 13, failure to coordinate, communicate, or cooperate with town officials on a consistent basis with regard to any of all activities. Point number 16, failure to notify the highway superintendent of routes to gas wells and resulting excessive and unnecessary damages to the roads. I mean, Mr. Goldstein, I believe it is, has been talking long and large about the problem with noise.
What year is that date? Because they haven't been drilling any wells for the past 2
The
years.
last week or the week
They're
before,
still
he
fighting
sent out
wars
this
for
letter.
road repairs.
Well, I can't speak to that issue, but I can speak to the issue that you bring up. My work and my involvement is limited to the town highway superintendent. I can tell you that Alex is very, very happy with what the procedures have been. Mr. Goldstein is a known anti-gas person. He does not want it in town. However, because of the leasing, because they had the right to come in, they have, as far as I'm concerned, they did take care of the roads. If you ask the highway superintendent and you ask the town board, generally, they will say, I'm sure, that the roads are in better condition today than they were when they started. I don't care what Mr. Goldstein says.
All right, let's back up. Thank you.
I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.